If you had ever been to a police station and tried to register a crime, and the police officer is insisting for the evidence, which could be oral or documentary, prior to registration of crime, then what is the remedy you have? Now, what is an oral evidence? Oral evidence is the list of the witnesses who saw the crime, and the documentary evidence is the document which supports the crime in favor of the complainant. So, for any crime, there will be mostly oral evidence, but sometimes documentary evidence will also be there. Okay, so oral and documentary evidence are necessary for proving a crime. But if you go to the police station and try to register a crime, the police officer tries to do some inquiry. He doubts your bona fides, which is obvious. At that point of time, what you should do is you should convince the police officer about the crime, about the event in the crime, and give the complaint in writing under acknowledgement. But you should not give any information pertaining to the oral or the documentary evidence prior to registration of FIR, because law never said so. I will tell why. After registration of crime, there is an elaborate procedure prescribed under the Criminal Procedure Code, which has to be followed by the investigating officer. That procedure will act as a guide for the investigating officer. So, investigating officer has to collect the evidence based on his provision of law that is inserted in the FIR. At a complaint stage, even the investigating officer will not know the provision of law that is to be inserted in the FIR, because the provision of law is inserted into an FIR which will act as a navigator for the investigating officer to complete the crime. The evidence to be collected will take the form and the shape only after the registration of the FIR. So that is the purpose of not giving the evidence to the investigating officer. You should assist the investigating officer in completing the investigation. The complainant should assist the investigating officer in completing the investigation, but not prior to registration of FIR. So post registration of FIR, you submit the original documentary evidence under acknowledgement, provided the investigating officer issues a notice mentioning the FIR number and the provision of law under which the crime is registered. Okay. If the investigating officer or if the police, the investigating officer doesn't come into picture prior to registration of the FIR, if the police insists, if the station house officer insists for an evidence, then the remedy you have is to simply post the complaint and then meet the station house officer. He will do the needful. Post the complaint by register post with acknowledgement due. Then he will do the needful. So how he will do the needful, I can't say in this video. It will happen. It is a question of practice. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.